victory green heading into the American Airlines Center tonight for the Stars and the Flyers, and now the matchup in goal, Razor.
Well, Kari Lehtinen has yet to allow more than 2 goals in a game. His record is 2-0-1, but the Flyers are the only team he has yet to register a win against. At the other end, Steve Mason, who was pulled in the Flyers' 5-1 loss here last season and is winless in his first 3 starts this year.
And tonight we welcome 23-year-old Golden, British Columbia native Curtis McKenzie, Dallas' 6th pick. He went 159th in 2009. They had a little fun with him, Razor, in the warm-up, and he's going to play in his first NHL game tonight.
That would be a tough nap this afternoon if he tried for one.
Oh, my. Cody Eakin close Giroux at center ice. Giroux hanging on to Eakin, who prevails to win the drop. Eakin with Ryan Garbutt and Antoine Roussel for the Stars. Nick Grossman, number 8, with 2 ends. Only had 1 when he was in Dallas. Dallas' second-round pick in 05. An icing call against Grossman and the Flyers.
Well, they only do this to guys that they really like. Usually the goalie leads them out for warm-up. That's Curtis McKenzie, who didn't just take 1 lap solo Emil. He took 2. Look at them in the hallway. Out they came. The other day in practice, they made him lead one of the drills. He had no idea what the drill was, and they all knew it.
That's great. Jordie Benn down low to his brother, the captain, Jamie Benn. Spezza's out there. This is how they finished the game in Pittsburgh. Dylan to Jordie. Shot it. Save Mason. Rebound. Spezza. 2 bids at the net, and Mason shut it down.
That will prompt a change, certainly from the Flyers, as they look over and see that. Yeah, this little trifecta that we alluded to prior to the game tonight, Lindy Ruff was very coy with the media as to what his lines were going to look like to start the game here tonight. He's put together one of those, here, stop this. Sagan said to me this morning, you guys are going to have fun tonight.
That'd be good. Connaughton over to Nemeth, the shot over the top of the net. Tyler Sagan picks it up, tried to swing it back out on top. It pinballs around, and the Flyers arrest it. Couturier got it out to center ice. Nemeth with a collision in front of the bench, and Nemeth is in some distress and on his way to the Dallas bench. Reed comes in, feathers a pass across. Sagan got back to make the play, and an icing call against Dallas, and there seems to be some concern over Patrick Nemeth going down the hallway.
Boy, the Flyer bench just erupted. It happened right in front of them to get some help for Patrick Nemeth. Skate came up. You can see the awkward tumble as Humberger's skate came up and got him right in the wrist, it looked like. And the skates nowadays are so sharp. Lindy Ruff is down a defenseman here right now with Patrick Nemeth off with Dave Zeiss, the Stars' head medical trainer, and down the tunnel. So the other pair that is usually Connaughton and Nemeth. Penalty on this, or what are they checking on?
I'm not sure what's...
Was there an icing on that? And they're checking.
Yeah, there was an icing on that.
Checking who was out there and trying to get...
Ben iced the puck.
The proper players on the ice. The Flyers can change, the Stars cannot. And then obviously with the injury to Nemeth, you have to be able to substitute that if you want. So they'll check upstairs. They check on who was on the ice. I believe that's what's going on anyway. Man, this has been a stuttering start here.
Veteran crew, Paul Dvorsky, Gord Dwyer are the referees. Taryn Gibbs, Brian Pansich, the linesman.
That makes more sense. Connaughton comes out, who's Nemeth's partner. Daly has to come on because of the injury to Nemeth, and that's allowed.
29-year-old Frenchman, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, in there with Jason Spezza. Tie up back of the Dallas net. Simmons is corralled by Connaughton. Jamie Benn back there to lift it out. Passes forward to Sagan on the wing to Spezza. At center, the Flyers chase them back. Pass from Spezza towards Sagan. He has to meander his way through. McDonald shielded him off. Simmons goes back around. And Andrew McDonald will pick it up and start moving for the Flyers. Up ahead on center ice. That's deflected. Simmons will bring it right back in. Tried to pass it into the slot for Braden Shen. Intercepted. Here comes Hemsky the other way. Dropped it to Fiddler. McKenzie goes to the front of the net. He tapped it wide. Jordy Benn. Brendan Dillon a drive into the glove. Mason, the right-handed catching goaltender, makes the save in his catcher.
Well, that's his game, the youngster Curtis McKenzie. Pretty much straight up and down the ice, winger, head to the net. He barrels to the net. This is a nice defensive play by number 15, Delzato, in front, who stays with him and gets his stick as this line rush goes up the ice. Got family here. Mom and Dad made it in. That's a nice look.
Yeah. Flyers controlling their own zone. Philadelphia 0-2-2 to start the season. Delzato took it up to center ice, shot it in. Van de Velde. Chris Van de Velde, number 76. They have two in the 70s. Van de Velde and Belmar. Dillon up ahead to Patrick Eaves. Doesn't get it up the boards. Horcoff, Eaves, and Cole. Veteran trio for the Stars. That's Horcoff letting it go across the line. Delzato with a tight turn, and then he steps away from Horcoff. Good pass forward. Lukshen from outside the line shot it. Went off, letting into the boards. Blair Jones, number 41 for Philadelphia, put it around behind. And Dillon pumped it out to center ice. Shen, the defenseman. Brothers, like the Benz, one forward, one defense. Kari Lettman let it go. Alex Goligoski with a pass that did not hit Antoine Roussel. Icing.
Two of those in a row out of the Stars zone, trying to create some speed. Craig Berube, the head coach of the Philadelphia Flyers, one of the things he talked about when they played the Stars last year, and same thing this year, have to have 5 guys back checking against the Stars team to deal with that rush opportunities that the Stars can create with that speed. I think, like Lindy Ruff, he was certainly in the conversation for Coach of the Year last year with what he did after taking over very early for Pete Laviolette.
42 wins, 94 points. Made the playoffs. First round exit to the New York Rangers, who represented the Eastern Conference in the Stanley Cup Final. Claude Giroux handing it over. Nick Schultz from center ice, firing it in. Lettinen moving the puck. Voracek. Out there was Giroux and Michael Raffel, the Austrian. Voracek on the wraparound. Lettinen had the let close. Chipped up over and behind. Giroux in pursuit. Eakin to Garbutt. Drag it out to center ice. Had Raffel leaning on him. Lost the puck. Mark Streit shot it in deep to accommodate a Philadelphia change, and Jordy Benn with a little ice. He'll try it. Straight up the middle to Sagan. Shooting it in to let Benn go chase it in the corner. Hops past McDonald to find the puck. Fighting through Couturier, who overtakes him and then threw it out to center ice. Sagan handing it back. Connaughton out here with Jordy Benn as they rotate 5 defensemen with the injury to Nemeth. Jamie Benn at center. Gave it to Sagan. They're waiting for him, so he fires it in.
Yeah, they're going to have 3 back, I think, a lot, especially when that line's on the ice.
It's tapped back into the Dallas zone. Daly rushing down to get it. Trevor has a goal and 2 assists already in the young season. Daly weaving his way in. Daly makes a move, shakes into the corner, and then shoots it around the boards. Dillon, good touch pass to McKenzie. Tossed it into Eakin and then shot it. That was blocked. Spets up. Laid it in there deep. Reed comes to center ice. Belmar stays on side. Reed shot into Kari Lettinen's glove to stop play.
Just a quick reminder to stick with us later on. We look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Trevor can pick him up and put him down. Grabs it in his own zone. He had Tyler Sagan at the far blue line, but by the time he started navigating his way up, that's a serpentine rush all the way deep into Flyer territory. He was instrumental in all things in Pittsburgh the other night.
McKenzie trying to corral it at center ice. He's got Fiddler at the line, shot it off his skates. Fiddler and Nick Schultz aggressively battling in the corner. Two Flyers take a tumble. It opens things up. Here's Alex Goligoski firing it, looking for the tip from Hemsky that was blocked.
He needed that a little quicker. Both defensemen were in a pile in the corner.
Boy, that was close. Wayne Simmons is arguing that his stick was not too high. Think about waist time, maybe a little higher.
It's like, look at my shoulders. They're high.
Yeah.
Two good shifts from young McKenzie to start things off. I think that line has some potential with that young exuberance and skill and talent on the left side. Vern Fiddler can skate and move and is a good defensive forward. And then Hemsky, who's still trying to find himself, but is a very good playmaking winger. Perhaps he can find McKenzie going to the net, and that can be another weapon for Lindy Ruff, who's looking for more secondary scoring.
Mason will set it up. Jones was looking for the pass that Cole knocks down. Looked at Connaughton, shoves it in deep again. Van de Velde is scraping off the boards. Ronaldo's over there too. Eaves appeared to trip one of the Flyers, or at least they thought so.
Well, he hit Van de Velde right in the number on the back, and that's why the Flyers erupted.
Ronaldo from center ice. He didn't get to center ice, and that's an icing call against Philadelphia.
The man who hopped on immediately, and we're looking around for whoever that was that took the hit. Anybody to argue with that he can. Van de Velde, that's such a tough thing when you have, they're both going to be on the ice together too. Ronaldo and Roussel. Separated by a few more feet though on the outskirts of the circle. I was just going to say though, man, that's a tough call for officials. I think it was a pretty good no call when they're worried about who's out here and who can stay out and who can go off on this one too with icing. They were trying to slip Giroux out here for Van de Velde, who got his number nailed on the boards and head first into it.
Is that the new delay tactic?
I guess.
Daly marching into the corner. Daly stepping out, shot it, doesn't get through. Herbert was tripped up. Eakin in pursuit of the puck that comes to center ice. Jones reaching to find it, curling it in deep. Van de Velde going after it, and the Andy Moog kick a bit from Kari Lehtinen. Goligoski to Garbutt. In he comes. Roussel heading toward the front of the net. The puck into the corner. Garbutt is dumped on his way to the puck. Slow to get up. He is up, and Schultz finds it. Back of the net. Schultz's pass blocked. In a hurry, it's Roussel. Tried to keep it in against Schultz. Voracek steps past and into the Dallas zone. Eakin threw the shoulder at him. Raffle tapping it back. Shot saved from Kari Lehtinen, sending us to break. 6.5 minutes into the first period. The score, there is no score for the Stars and the Flyers. On Fox, the Fall Classic begins. The Giants continue their quest for their third championship in the last 5 years. They head to Kansas City to take on the amazing, are they ever, Royals, who look to stay unbeaten in the postseason. Coverage of the World Series begins Tuesday at 6:30 Central, only on Fox and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Stars netminder Anders Lindback says that he is a huge Royals fan and has been for weeks now. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, he is. Giroux and Spezza to Kari Letninen's right. Shots are 3 apiece. No score yet in the game. Jake Voracek's over there. Sagan wrestling with him, and a penalty coming up against Dallas. An inadvertent high stick.
Is it checking the damage? Sagan was over there.
Didn't happen that much last year.
No, I mean, he was in the mix for...
Stars penalty 91, 2 minutes, high sticking.
In the mix for the Lady Byng, as the most sportsmanlike player in the game. Chasing after that loose puck, and as he tried to bring his stick over top and then grapple along the boards, the stick rode up into the teeth. Flyer power play. This is how things went bad in Pittsburgh early.
They're up around 30% this season. Scored 5 power play goals. Simmons has 3 of them. Dallas's penalty killing has been pretty good. And here comes Daly. Attempting to go with Fiddler. Daly to Fiddler. Bounced it at the net. Saved Mason, and he held it long enough for the whistle.
He was trying to release it. Antoine Roussel just about pounced on that. Stars scored a shorthanded goal against the Flyers in the victory here last December. Cody Eakin with it again. Daly with the legs. Man, he has been flying. He uses that just powerful, fluid skating style, and he has the confidence that when he's up ice with it, that he can get all the way back and defend. I think he's been terrific.
Ian Goligoski on the kill with Fiddler and Roussel. Stars win the draw in the Philadelphia zone. Daly shoots it in. He had players trapped. They'll tag.
That was going to be a tough pass from Roussel from about 3 feet away with 2 Flyers about to pounce.
Mark Streit finding his stride, putting it in. Braden Shen helping it around. Voracek, Simmons, and there's Giroux.
That's where they want the puck. Over on that half wall with Giroux. Everything feeds from him.
Braden Shen on top. Streit got it over. Voracek goes back across Giroux to Streit. A shot blocked by Fiddler. Voracek turns it over. Fiddler unable to clear it. And now he steals it. He's at the end of a shift. But he'll go anyway against Streit. Continuing to rag time off as he attempts to eat it in the corner, and then he goes to the Dallas bench.
Boy, that's guts. He's at the end of the shift and hurting a little bit from that shot block, I think.
That's Vern Fiddler. Giroux swung it in on net right to Brendan Dillon. He's got a step, and he'll crank it up the near boards and let Del Zotto go chase it. Dangerous guy coming out of the box in 35 seconds. Reed's pass deflected into the Dallas bench, and almost.
James Patrick had to duck that one. Yeah, Fiddler, you know, you look at altering momentum within a game, especially when the Stars aren't really playing that well. And more times than not, it's a few shifts back-to-back from Vern Fiddler and his line that changes things around. And that's along with his stout penalty killing that he provides night in and night out.
Just like the game in Pittsburgh, down 2-0. And it's Fiddler that sets up the goal to Roussel that gets him on the board. Flyers shoot it in. Jamie Benn splits the point man, and 15 seconds before he gets his buddy back. Andrew McDonald reversing it. Michael Del Zotto, free agent signee of the Flyers in August. Reed barreling in, shot it, letting him to stop.
Good stop, too. Looked like Jordy Benn got his stick all messed up on that odd man rush.
Here comes Roussel from Spezza. Roussel shot it at the net, rebound, Seguin, a blast. He cranked it off the crossbar. Oh my goodness. Back to Seguin, out of his skates to Connaughton. Whipped it wide, looking for the kick off the end boards here. Goligoski centered it. Following up Spezza, tried to toss it in. Backhand shot Seguin. He's still buzzing down there, and Mason shuts it down.
Wow. Spetz is so good at knifing or needling passes through bodies, too. This was chances at both ends on this last shift. Off the rush, Jordy Benn, he got his stick tied up with one guy, allowed that shot by Reed on the right wing side. Good save by Terry Letton. They bucked some rebound that got pounded off the crossbar as Seguin walked into it, and then another chance in tight. Mason has been sharp and a little fortunate on that bazooka from number 91.
Spezza, or Hemsky rather, off the faceoff, went from Fiddler to the line for Jordy Benn. Blocked, and here come the Flyers. 3-on-2 as they hit the Dallas line. Ronaldo goes past Goligoski, who got most of him along the boards. Elmart put it back in the net. Raffle poking after it. Hemsky with a pass out to center ice, a little too far from McKenzie. Luke Shen shot it back over. He's the elder, 2 years older than Braden. And with the Flyers changing, a little free ice for the Stars.
They've been back waiting on him a lot.
Icing against Dallas on a missed pass.
They'll come back as Alex Goligoski was trying to find his way up ice, and instead they'll try to get possession. Spezza, who's a real good face-off guy, too. Ben has been terrific. He, of course, played center a few years back. We've got 3 guys on that line that can all win draws.
Jamie Benn, Claude Giroux. On the tie-up out of the pile into the corner for Brendan Dillon.
4 guys won that draw.
It was a team effort. Strike from the line, tip, relayed toward the net, blocked by Brendan Dillon. Strike keeping it in. Vandevelde let it go. Voracek hands it off, and Vandevelde's shot hit a stick, goes out of play. Midway through the period, we're still looking for the game's first goal. Dallas Stars and the Philadelphia Flyers. Only meeting of the season here in Dallas. We're early.
We're here at American Airlines Center, Flyers and the Stars. That is Curtis McKenzie's family. It's mom and dad, Father Bruce, Mother Sandra, and his grandparents. All of them made it in here today from Golden. 3 things you should know about McKenzie. He was Rookie of the Year in the AHL last year. Took that Calder Cup up to Kicking Horse Mountain in Golden. The highest elevation restaurant in Canada is a top Kicking Horse. 7,700 feet. And of course was a stud and took business management at Miami U. Not the U.
No. Lettman made a save on Braden Shen, pardon me, and out to center ice. It's Garbutt. Deep into the Flyers zone. Roussel looking for the pass from Eakin. He's got it back of the net. Schultz puts the seatbelt on him. Garbutt tried to lay it up the wall. Braden Shen ahead to the Dallas line. Dillon spurned him right there. Eakin makes the turn. And a pass to Garbutt, who was on his way off the ice.
Too many men.
Philadelphia penalty bench run with 3 men on the ice.
They were a mess, and
along with TXU Energy, that means your
Craig Berube not happy.
The Stars used the power play to win the game late in Pittsburgh on Thursday night. They've scored 2 power play goals on 12 chances this season. The other one came here in the opener. Trevor Daley scored it. He's got the puck at the right point, and it's forced to center ice.
They've gone back with 2 point men, really this deep here, Goligoski and Daley. Daley's like a rover on it, though. He'll go everywhere.
Spezza straight up the middle, passing to Ben at the line. Taking it down the boards, Couturier watching him all the way to the corner. He'll bank it back out to Goligoski. Whipped it over to Sagan. Tossing it into the corner for Spezza to Ben. Goligoski straight away. No shooting lane, gave it to Spezza. Looking across, gave it back out to Goligoski. Passing to Spezza. Down low to Sagan. In front toward Daley. Daley shoots and he scores! 1-0 Dallas.
Boy, this thing's starting to measure the opposition a little bit. Getting comfortable. They rotate around. I know Sagan wanted to either go across the crease to Ben or slam it. It wasn't available. Mason plays this well, closes that down. You can see where the goalie is. But Trevor Daley finds a little hole. Doesn't get all of it, but through the bodies and underneath. Makes it 1-0 Stars. Might have even touched off of his old partner, Nick Grossman. Execution.
Daley's second of the season. Tyler Sagan's first assist to go with his 4 goals. And Jason Spezza, who had 2 gargantuan helpers in Pittsburgh, grabs his 4th point of the season. They're all assists, and it's 1-0 Dallas with the power play goal. Mason leaves it for McDonald. Worked it up to Raffles. Daley forcing there. Puck shot out to center ice. Fiddler covering it up. Goligoski to Curtis McKenzie. Backhanding it down the boards. Mason back there. Hemsky trying to sneak up behind him. McKenzie cut it off. He's in check. 2 Flyers are there. Fiddler coming for support. McKenzie's without a stick. He'll pick it up. Raffle slides it up the wall. Fiddler racing over. He could not control the puck. Daley will. Drawing coverage. Skating back into his own zone. Away from Raffle to Goligoski. On the wing to
Well, they just about had him with too many men again.
Yeah, almost the same scenario there. Puck went right toward their bench.
Well, you know, a big part of that is just leaving too early. And the guy's not all the way off yet. There's some talk about or there was some debate about changing that a little bit. There's not much excitement in the too many men on the ice thing, but look at, he was a good 6 strides away from the bench, and if guys aren't skating off, and I'm sure that'll be the refrain from Craig Berube and their coaching staff, skate off, don't coast off.
Horkoff dispatched. Eves will try it. Couturier. Couturier wins the puck. Mark Streit back of his net. Flyers attempt an attack. Van de Velde around behind the Dallas goal. Ronaldo trying to crash in there. Cole protecting the puck. Van de Velde stealing it back. Schultz holding the line. Streit shot it off a skate. Rebound. Lettinen found it. Still digging for it. And the puck funnels to the corner. Ronaldo was in there. So was Van de Velde. Blair Jones keeping it deep in Dallas ice. Connaughton using the glass to extricate it. Grossman's on. Eves couldn't get around the big guy. Jones to center ice. They want to change. Hard kick off the end board. Couturier centers it right up the slot. McDonald the drive. Save Lettinen. Rebound. Score. Couturier. Quarter of a step quicker, and he's able to knock it in to tie the game.
Well, maybe a puck length, and it's out over the blue line, too. This was a really big pound off the end boards originally. Double deflection in front, and it just laid perfectly for Couturier, who got inside. There's the double deflection. Big hot shot by McDonald up top. The genesis of all that, though, was that great big bounce off the end boards. These are brand new boards here at American Airlines Center this season, and a big part of them is that almost like Super Bowl bounce that you can get off it in some spots.
Couturier scored in Philadelphia's opener at Boston. That's his first goal since, second of the season. And it's a 1-1 game. Shots are 8-7 Flyers. Spezza leaves for Jordy Ben on the wing, too far for Seguin. Out into the zone, Braden Shen. Reed shot it wide of the net. Reed had 22 goals last season. You see the Flyers a lot, so he might be the forgotten guy.
I think he's one of those guys who should be in the conversation for most underrated players all the time, and you don't hear him that much.
Braden Shen. Went off the end of his stick. Connaughton. Roussel hands it back, and here comes Seguin. Blazing into the Philadelphia zone. Handed it off. Spezza tried to get past Delzato. A shot off the side of the net on the follow-up. Then he tried to slam it in from behind the line. Belmar. Deep. Lettinen back of the net. Out of Simmons' reach. Climbs the glass and leaves the playing surface. 5.5 left in the first period. Dallas Stars get on the board first. Trevor Daley finds the back of the net. And then he can't quite get there to stifle Couturier, and we're tied at 1. Tonight has never been more fun thanks to the Dr. Pepper Family Pack. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 Dr. Peppers, all for about the same as it costs to do dinner in a movie. This is a no-brainer. Your Dr. Pepper Family Pack today at DallasStars.com/specials. 2 more next week. Vancouver and St. Louis are both here. Bring the gang. Voracek off the face-off win in the Dallas zone. Shot block. Eakin wrestling with Voracek along the boards. Goligoski up ahead. Turn it over at the line. Shot. Lettinen makes the save on Delzato.
That's about 3 of those types of turnovers in a row where it's been near the blue line and kept in by the Flyers. One was costly off, obviously. This face-off, you watch this. Goligoski is talking to Trevor Daley, who's a defenseman, to make sure that he gets his man on this. See him? You got to go up and take him. Good hop off the boards, stick in the lane, they pounce on it and get control. Good communication, nice execution.
Face off the car, he's right. Fiddler wins it. Simmons leaning on him in the corner. They're on Jordy Ben. Fiddler shot it ahead, got it from McKenzie. Here come the Stars. Hemsky trying to get a step on Delzato. Shot it, save. Mason. Rebound was sitting there, and the Flyers claim it. Braden Shen ahead to the Dallas line. Slipping past Jordy Ben. Threw it out. Shot. Shen, they score on the rebound. Luke Shen and Braden Shen combined, and the Flyers are up 2-1.
This is almost a carbon copy of the goal the Flyers just scored because of the slow deflection that has people off balance defensively. Problems on the entry or defending it as Jordy Ben just got beat wide, and that allowed them to get back. It gets blocked partially. It seeps through Kari Lehtinen and off the back door. Shen to Shen, brotherly love from the boys from the city of brotherly love.
First goal of the season for Luke Shen. 2-1 Philadelphia. Reed pursuing the puck. Goligoski pursuing Reed. Shot around. Ronaldo's coming in a hurry. Staples Cole tried to center the puck. Vandevelde tussling with Cole. Kevin Connauton. I should mention Patrick Nemeth has an arm laceration, appeared to be cut by a skate, and he is out for the game.
And I think it's fouled the Stars up a little bit defensively. You see that last exit out of their own zone there. Normally that would be Nemeth on that side. Connauton slips over there. He's a left shot. All the Stars defensemen are left shots. It's a tough play up the right wing side for them.
Daly had to hold off Vandevelde. And here comes Spezza. Ben. Holding penalty against whom?
14, 2 minutes only.
Against Ben.
Boy, you can see the puzzled looks on the Stars' faces as that gets announced and the Flyers go on the power play, the rush going up the ice. I think he's still stunned by the call. Right side of the screen as Ben is trying to scream up there and pretty much straight-armed his man and got nailed for that.
Second power play of the game for the Flyers. They're 0 for 1, but they've got a lethal early season power play. Voracek stepping, shooting. Lehtinen might have got a piece of it.
Man, that seam was wide open and a ton of time for him.
Garbutt gets Streit to turn. Skating it back of the net, pivoting away from Streit. Late man's Dillon. We got three of them deep in the zone. Dillon shot it to Eakin. Chewing up clock in the Philadelphia end. Eakin steals it in front to Fiddler. Two whacks at it. A save Mason as Dallas generated another chance here shorthanded.
They've had a couple little sniffs and looks down a man here in the opening frame. They came close, though, to dropping behind by a couple of goals. That big seam, capacious room over on the right wing side for Voracek to step in, and it looked like he just dusted it off the outside of the pipe. Those good chances in tight for the Stars forced Mason to hang on in a face-off deep in their territory, chance to kill some of this time.
Couturier won the face-off, and here's Reed hauling it ahead to center ice. Flyers 5 for 14 in their last 3 games on the power play coming in. 0 for 1 tonight. Lehtinen getting fouled up side the net. Puck bounces, and Fiddler, what a deft play to find that.
Nice hand-eye coordination.
So first period penalties to Seguin and Ben. I doubt that that's happened before. Seguin doesn't take many. Here's Reed.
And the Stars are, I mean, I know this is a power play, but that's the one area where they haven't been very good right now is defending their own blue line.
Lehtinen finishes the work there. Stars get Jamie Benn back in 35 seconds. 2.5 left in the opening period. Started okay for the Stars. Voracek overskated the puck at the line, worked it in front, shot from Giroux, he missed the net. Braden Shen threw it to Streit, and he couldn't hold it at the line. Giroux slamming on the brakes, re-engaging the attack off Simmons to Voracek. Had a man cutting to the net, Braden Shen. Garbutt to the line, not out. Voracek stepping in, shooting wide. He had some great looks and just missed the net. Another one relayed there by Braden Shen. It was tipped. Ben is on. Power play is over. Simmons shot it to Giroux. Centered it. Tapped in front. Simmons spun and fired. Blocked. Braden Shen looks for his brother again. Here's Luke with a lot of room. Shot it. Lettman made the stop.
Boy, somebody's got to get out there and contest that shot.
There's Ben coming out after him. That's tipped over the top of the net. Lettman's under siege here. Giroux skating out toward the line. Fed it in front. Loose. Braden Shen looking for it. So was Simmons. Garbutt not out. Grossman keeping it in. Cody Eakin trying to get there. Jamie Benn shouldered Luke Shen away from the puck, and then Ronaldo went after Jamie Benn.
He knew what he was doing, too. He had a guy in a susceptible position and went through him.
Minute remaining in the period. Here's Benn at center ice. Good pass to Seguin. Blazing into the zone. Seguin, a shot pad stop. Mason kicked out to center ice.
Kick save and a doozy.
Dillon overtaking Raffle. Connaughton to Spezza at center. Meandering forward to Seguin into the zone. Passing over to Benn. Benn in front. Pass is blocked. Seguin racing back. Belmore weakly toward the net. Picked up by Raffle at the line. Ronaldo tried to send it out. Seguin was ready to go again. 20 seconds remaining in the period. Starts with some late flurries here with that big line of Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, Jason Spezza. Connaughton in no hurry. Dillon with 10 left in the period. Umberger on his back. We haven't seen Umberger much. Sliding past Couturier. Couturier took it away. And the Flyers rally to take a 2-1 lead to the break.
Well, the Stars had some iffy moments defending in their own zone. Survived some of them. Two of them they didn't, as Carty gives up a pair here in the first period. Came close again here later on. They've had difficulty along the boards in their own zone. Nice puck movement by the Flyers. Giroux right down the middle. And then Ben, nice little take the hit, feed it to his buddy. You don't see that save very often in the league anymore. Seguin, who has pounded a couple at Mason. One caught the crossbar, that one the right toe.
First game of a 3-game homestand for the Dallas Stars. Just their second home game of the season after winning 2 straight on the road. They entertain the Philadelphia Flyers. In the first period, it's Dallas who strikes first. Then Philadelphia rallies for a pair. 2-1 visitors at the break. When we come back, lots of great stuff from the studio, both on the TV and radio side. That's next. Mark Nemeth played 1 shift in the first razor. He got hurt, and that may have contributed to some of the problems in their own end.
Well, some maybe, but it's other individuals too. They are really struggling with navigating their way out of their own zone up the right wing side on their exit over and over again. Yes, it's difficult. You've got these left-handed defensemen or left-handed right wingers, and they end up on their backhand and not hard enough. Pucks are being kept in, and it's sort of feeding the beast on the other side. So, you know, be good, be available for one another when you have the puck in your own zone is one of the things that Lindy harps on. And they just have to be a lot harder. It was subtly reminiscent of their opening period in Pittsburgh the other night. Things got better as it moved along.
Jason Spezza, Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin loaded up on the top line. That's how it started. That's how it stays. Puck battle at center ice. Couturier, Umberger looking for it. They're out there with Reed. Seguin fired it in. Mason sticked it aside. Jamie Benn puts it back in the net. Nick Grossman trying to peel away from Seguin. Gave it to Couturier in front of the goal. Stars hunt the puck. Benn finds it. Reed chopped at his stick. Wouldn't let him get it cleanly to Seguin. Spezza back of the net. Trying to walk out with it. Centered it. Ooh. It was a clever look for Seguin, but it was intercepted and cleared.
Dillon had peeled off his defense position, too, to add another guy to the offense. So the Stars right now without Nemeth and without Sergei Gonchar, who's healing and taking a puck in the foot in the preseason.
Puck goes off Antoine Roussel between the benches at center ice.
The big Alexiak would be the next man up, and the individuals that are within the game here tonight, the 5 of them are going to have to play well. They had some rocky moments in that opening period, and it was costly a couple of times. I think this pair, Daly and Goligoski, are going to end up playing half the hockey game tonight. They're in the mid-25 minute range anyway, but they're going to be close to, if not over 30 tonight.
Eakin trying to keep Voracek at bay. Starts bouncing in. Mason made the stop. Garbutt right back toward the net.
A couple of long shots early in on Mason with some guys heading in there. Creates some confusion off the forecheck.
Raffle makes the catch. On the wing to Voracek. Voracek spilled along the boards. Goligoski took a tumble. Stars do work it out to center ice. Delzato from center drives it around the boards. Garbutt's over there with Voracek. Haley trying to beat Raffle to the puck. Slipped out front. Eakin tapped it back behind. And Alex Goligoski with a pass on the wing to Garbutt at center ice. He'll fire it into the change. Almost 2 minutes gone in the second period. Starts 2-1-1 on the young season for 5 points. Very early. 2 points back of Central Division leading Nashville. Stars look for the puck. Braden Shen finds it. Gets it to center ice. Fires it across. Simmons going there too. McKenzie knocked over. Curtis playing in his first NHL game, number 11. Up with the puck to Jordy Ben. To lift the stick. Braden Shen spun and fired. Hit his own man on its way to the net. Hemsky with a pass ahead toward Fiddler. He'll race with Schultz and an icing by a whisker.
Even though it's a flat-out intended pass, it just bounces over his stick. They got to go all the way back down. McKenzie in his debut, half a dozen shifts in the first period, couple of hits. He won a draw. And they're going to have to gain possession, and if they don't defend well without the puck in their own zone here.
Ern Fiddler digging in. Belmar won it. Strike from the line looking for a redirection. Stars pop it out to center ice. Shen shoots it back across. Flyers change. Stars looking to do likewise. Brendan Dillon idling back of his net, still looking for his first point of the season.
It's pretty clear cut what the Flyers are doing. Whenever the Stars have full control, they back out.
Stars busted in. Cole scores! Sean Horkoff set him up. Eric Cole buries it, and we're tied.
That's Eric Cole's first goal since mid-March for the Stars. Okay, the Flyers this time on a controlled breakout bring an extra forward down. And one pass beats two forwards up through, even though it wasn't a great one. The speed through neutral ice with no back checking. Lovely saucer pass. Nice execution on the backhand by Cole. This was just all about beating a little bit over aggression by the Flyers on a controlled breakout. And just like that, bang, it's a tie game.
Cole had a respectable 16 goals last season. Fraser mentioned that's his first. Horkoff, and maybe it's Eves who will get the second assist that appeared to glance off his skate at center. Tied at 2 early in the second period. Hamburger got all tied up, spun around. Couturier carries on, shot it from the short side, missed the net. And Nick Grossman striding back after the puck.
First of the season, scored by number 72, Eric Cole.
Flyers again looking for their first win of the year, 2-2. Hamburger, backhander weakly off Letnan, side of the net. Connaughton tried to push it away. Voracek in there digging. Jamie Benn in front of the net for Trevor Daley. Back to Benn at center ice. Here come the Stars. He's got Spets in the middle, Sagan on the far wing, or near wing rather, and that puck is deflected out of play.
Well, good on Eric Cole. They need some secondary scoring. He's certainly one of the individuals that can provide it. He can still pick him up and put him down in his mid-30s. It's a big part of his game, and especially coming off the edges this year. How do you keep these guys at bay? Even if you get the puck, we saw that the other night in Pittsburgh. You have forwards cutting in as a defender. Now, if you chop them down, they're going to call tripping on it. That time it was clear cut. Nice saucer, nice finish.
Sagan wins it back. Dillon jammed with the short feed. Ben went down, got back up, tumbled again. Brendan Dillon tossing it out to Sagan. Shot it, doesn't get through. Blocked in front off Schultz. They got a man in the clear. Giroux moving in, he shoots. Save Letnan. And the puck is trapped underneath him.
Sagan got his money's worth on the way back, and the back check hacking at him. Big time stop by Kari Lehtinen. After the Stars went a little numb mentally, the initial shot to the net by Tyler Sagan got blocked. There were a lot of guys willing to block that one. Good hustle by Sagan. Watch this on the tail end. You can see Giroux looking all the way to protect the puck with his body as Sagan attacked him from behind, and Kari Lehtinen just put up the post.
Delzato off the faceoff win, got it through, and Lehtinen closes it down again.
Tidy with the rebound that time. Giroux ended up being one of the finalists for MVP in the league last year. Look at him just peek over his shoulders, waiting for the tell from Sagan on his way back.
Delzato shot it, backhanded off the post by Bellemare. Tried to throw it in front again. That hits Lehtinen. And Rousseau got it out to center ice. Luke Schenn cleaned it up. Braden Schenn pursuing the puck. He's offside. They make it a delayed call. Flyers clear the zone. Jordy Ben takes what's given at center. Shoots it around the boards. Cody Eakin going in with Delzato. Puck elbowed off Luke Schenn. Passes it forward to Bellemare. Now to Simmons at the line. Back to Bellemare. In. Drips in on Lehtinen. He gets a spray of snow and he stops the puck again.
Well, they needed to reset this thing right now after a mad scrambling set in front of them. Right from the face-off win by the Flyers. I think the Stars defensively, and defensemen in particular, have been guilty of puck watching and being a little bit in between and late, rather than just eliminating people. Dillon comes over and then turns around to get the puck. It actually rattled off his body, and there's been some puck luck for the Flyers too. No question about that. Both their goals in the first period, and that chance, same spot that Schenn scored in the first period, this time couldn't squeeze it by Kari Lehtinen, who's done what he's done here in the early season. Big saves, key junctures.
And 2 goals and only 2 goals in each of the first 3 games for Kari Lehtinen, and he's got the Flyers stuck on 2 now. We invite you to party with the Dallas Stars on Halloween night, Friday, October 31st. Come to the game decked out in your Halloween costumes and trick-or-treat with Victor E. Green and the Ice Girls on the concourse before the Stars. Make it a scary night for the Ducks. Get your tickets at DallasStars.com or 214-GO-STARS.
A lot of face-offs down here in the second period.
Stars get this one. Vern Fiddler 70% in the circle tonight. Hemsky breaking for it. Inside the line. It's onside. He can't get to the puck, and Mason swings it to the boards. McKenzie tried to put it back in the net. It's intercepted. Fiddler tripped up. McKenzie in there. Stole it. McKenzie shot it. Save Mason. It goes up in the air at the side of the net. Hemsky jammed. Fiddler tried to poke it through. Voracek comes away with the puck at center ice. Giroux shoots it in. Vologoski is wearing Voracek. He discards him, gives it to Hemsky. Here come the Stars. Flyers are back. Dallas looking for a change. Hemsky shoots it in deep. Shots are 18-12, Philadelphia. McDonald looped it around. Got it back from Grossman. Right wide to Voracek at the line. Raffle goes to the front of the net, and the puck missing wildly, sending McDonald back after it, and Cole in hot pursuit. Cole gives McDonald a shove, comes up with the puck, looks over his shoulder, goes back out to the line. Connaughton, tipped wide. Eaves over there, shouldering. Vandeveld put it out to the line for Dillon. A drive, pad stop, rebound. Horcoff, centering feed, nobody home for the Stars. Vandevelde taking over for Philadelphia. Ronaldo gloved it, put it down at the line. Onside. Dillon blocked the shot, it went wide. Vandevelde following up. Jones is tied up. And Dillon looking forward over his options, using his legs to get it to center, and it's tipped on in deep.
Stars have more lines playing well here tonight than they have in recent games. If the decor can hold up.
Couturier trying him on here. Daly, not that wide. Here's Reed. Into the corner. Tried straight away, shot it, and Jordy Ben got Couturier into the net. The net comes askew, and that sends us to break. 13-11 left in the second period. Eric Cole. 5 times 20 goals, a couple of times 30 goals. That's his first of the new season.
Victor E. Green, mixing and mingling, firing it up. His go-to move is the belly wiggle.
Yep.
No question. A big move by young McKenzie on Giroux as they try to come out. Giroux with his eyes up ice gets stripped and puck jacked. Pretty good chance for McKenzie as he goes far side shelf. Shoulder save by Mason.
27 goals, 65 points last season for the Texas Stars. Making his NHL debut tonight in front of family. Jason Spezza finds Seguin at center ice. Grossman popped that out of midair. Umberger threw it up the middle. Spezza to Benn, hit him in the head. Tough pass to handle. McDonald carefully to Grossman. Jamie Benn in for a look. Has died on Couturier at the Dallas line. Spezza counterattacking, takes the line, shoves it to Benn. Reed took Benn off his skates. Seguin. Now Benn. Let it go. Connaughton shooting it. Saved Mason. It came ricocheting back out, and Benn settling it down for Spezza on the half wall. Out to Connaughton. Down to Daly. All the way over, and that hits Spezza off his skate back to Kari Lehtinen.
That was always going to be a tough pass where that one was sent.
Goligoski has to make a decision. He'll back in to help defend. The backhand shot from Simmons that Lehtinen grabs.
I think Connaughton would like to get his change in here right now after a pretty good chance at the offensive blue line. He had to defend that rush again on a turnover.
Roussel unable to turn it over. Eakin following up, backhands it in. Mason out behind his net. Simmons out of his grasp at center ice. Braden Shen going after the puck. Lehtinen, one needed, and then stuck it into the corner. Simmons to Schultz at the line. Schultz, that explodes. Finds the net over Kari Lehtinen's head.
Well, the five guys rotating on D continue to try to get the job done here tonight. This is nice patience by Connaughton, who's got a real good shot. Waits for a little hole. Had Seguin in front for a deflection or a rebound, and Mason is not exactly a Hoover vacuum in behind there. There are going to be some opportunities. The man we talked about off the hop tonight, Simmons, on the rush, that time on his backhand. Another good save by Kari Lehtinen, who's been a wall here and has handled the puck a lot, trying to help out.
Hemsky jumped out of there. That's McKenzie at center ice. Flicked it through. McKenzie back to the net for Hemsky. Fiddler was in front of the goal. Raffle takes over. The Giroux at center ice. That's going to be icing. Barely, but called.
They do not like that one. No. Comes all the way back down. Stars can change it up if they want or continue on with this. The Flyers can't. And, you know, a lot of times they'll give a guy a couple extra inches and then center strike. Not that time. You can see the Flyers really want a lot of dump it deep and get after Dallas in their zone. The Stars want most of what they produce off the rush. They've had some opportunities.
Fiddler is 7 of 9 in the circle against Giroux, and he will not get a shot here.
It'll come in and take another draw.
McKenzie's
This is nice. The linesman's telling them right now, make sure you don't do anything illegal here right now because it's a minor penalty. Which is almost like saying you're going to lose this draw.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. His stick wasn't even near it. Raffle shot that, another whistle.
Slow things down a little bit. The Stars have gotten this back to even here this evening. We saw our first period where both teams scored too, so that streak ends. They've gone 12 straight. We mentioned it the other night. All 3 goals, or 3 goals scored back in the first period, and then Eric Cole here in the second to tie it up. There are going to be some guys that have to be really smart, especially in the second period on defense for Dallas with their changes.
Spezza trying to overpower Vandevelde. Winds up in the corner. Is Vandevelde and Jordy Ben. Spezza's there too. So's Braden Shen. Slammed by Brendan Dillon. Schultz got it over. Shot from strike into the glove.
Well, Dillon with the big hit along the boards, but one thing they have to make sure, and it looks like the Flyers are trying to come off the turnbuckles, if you will, a little bit. and they've done it on both their goals and beat the Stars defenders to the net. Some bounces there, Dillon with the physicality on the outside, but make sure you keep that flyer forward between you and your netminder.
Stars change it up. It's Couturier out there against Sean Horkoff. Couturier wins it. Umberger drilled. Jordy Ben. Reed kicked it, went after it, locked up, prevails. Jordy Ben forced him up the wall. Eaves helped Jordy Ben find the puck.
There's a smart play. Just bunt it back. Now you can see the Flyers back out.
Eaves takes the line, tried to step past McDonald. Sealed him up. Grossman left it there for McDonald. Tapped it forward. Cole had it, lost it. Reed recovers. Grossman at center ice into the middle. Reed shoots it in. Lettinen shot it away from Dillon out to Cole at center ice. Just missed him, but he's able to punch it through. Flyers looking for the puck inside the Dallas line. Vandervelde into the corner. Jones heads to the front of the net. That's Schultz from the line. Mark Streit. Roussel tangling there. Ronaldo was real close. Shot popped back in the net. Ronaldo sneaking in there. He centered it. They can't get the shot away. Loose in skates. A drive from Schultz. And it's tipped wide. Jones comes out of the corner with the puck. To the line for Streit. Ronaldo. Eakin chasing him. Garvin picked him up. Flyers keep it in. Streit held it too long. Looked like he had some net to shoot at.
Get Kari stacking the pads, I'd say so.
Vandervelde tossing it back to Schultz. Moving it over to Streit. Back to Schultz. Roussel is gassed. He's chasing him. Stars need a whistle here. Schultz goes back to the net. Connaughton has the puck. He'll take the hit and get it ahead to Garbutt, who needs the center stripe, and he'll go further. Into the zone. Shot it. Mason made the stop. The rebound is there and chunked wide off Eakin. And now Mason's mask is off. Whistle stops play. Gotta have that on. 8.5 minutes remaining in the second period. The Stars and the Flyers are tied at 2 in Dallas.
2-2 game, just past the midway point. This one at American Airlines Center tonight, Flyers and the Stars. Trevor Daley, I think, has been magnificent here in the early going, just picking up where he left off last year. And he's been like the secret weapon on the Stars power play in this building. He's tonight's AT&T U-verse Rewind. Well, back to that game, the opener against the Hawks on the power play. Talk about hand-eye coordination in a hurry. Got that down on the ice, chunked it home. And then here tonight, almost the same spot. Little soft spot, you know, they're worried about the back door where Ben is. Thinking the defenseman's going to be near the point. Instead, he finds that little area where he can get a shot off, and he twisted that one past Mason. Just everything, though. He kills penalties. He's playing on the power play. He's playing half the hockey game. He leads the rush at times. He's a good defender.
Led the Stars blue line with 9 goals last year. Trevor did. He's the only Dallas defenseman to have goals in the young season so far, and he's got 2. Jamie Benn digging in. Nick Grossman finding the puck. Umberger at center ice. Goligoski overtakes him. They are offside. Must clear the zone. Couturier does. Spezza handing it back to Daley. Goligoski. Pass on the wing. Spezza to Seguin at the line. Shot it in toward Mason. Ben. Back of the net for Spezza. Grossman stepped in there. McDonald has Ben all wrapped up. Goligoski takes Spezza's pass. Looks for a lane. Shot it off the end boards. Neither Seguin nor Spezza could get there. And Umberger back skating out to center ice. Hitting the bum by Goligoski. Loose puck. Spezza tried to get it to Seguin. Back of the net, Seguin centers. Only white jerseys are there, and they give it away. Daley to Spezza. Seguin to Dillon. Shooting it. Mason's seen enough.
Trying to get that to the net high and into the mitt, and an ender for what was looking like a dangerous shift. It all started with a nice gap play by Goligoski in neutral ice. Umberger, who can be a little methodical with the puck, is backing it up. Couldn't see him. You can hear the beep beep is on his way through. They came oh so close to getting home free. Both Spezza and Seguin getting the breather back there. Both he and Daly, the amount that they play, and yet they never look gassed.
There's McKenzie working it back out to Dillon. Shuffling it into the corner. Luke Schenn. And Voracek busting after it at the Dallas line from Giroux. Now McKenzie picked it off, got it to Hemsky moving in. Hemsky a shot wide of the net. Never could get that puck to settle. McKenzie driving back to center ice. We noticed him a lot.
It was a good play to strip and dance Schenn on the boards.
Fiddler snapped it over. Hemsky going after Luke Schenn. Then bounced off the hit, ran into McKenzie. Raffle pushed it ahead. Delzato stretched out for it at the Dallas line, trying to tame a bouncing puck. Drove it around the boards. Voracek backhanded it in. Giroux chased toward the line and out of the zone by Horcoff. Strike passing over to Schultz. Shot it into the Dallas zone. Goligoski with a pass that hit Eaves in the skate. I think he was looking for Cole. Puck battle along the boards. Simmons with a tomahawk chopped over Eaves to work it deep. Schultz got there, turned it over to Horcoff. Off a skate and off the glass into the Flyers bench.
Well, it hasn't been overly fluid down there. I mean, it's been choppy and grindy. Remember, this ice hasn't been skated on all that much. Just the one game, and Stars have been on the road since that opener. You can see the Flyers trying to use these boards on their exits out of their own zone and through neutral ice, and then put it deep and try to go to work on the Stars deep in the zone. Dallas trying to use their speed and generate some rebounds off of Mason. It's one thing to get it on him. It's been difficult for the Stars to get a second opportunity, bang, bang.
Dallas zone pass ahead. Belmont to Simmons. McDonald following up the play for the Flyers. Shot it into the corner. Dillon getting there. Belmar gave him a shove. Brian Garbett. Forward, Roussel's going to beat everybody to it. Looking for options. Had none. Slid it out to Garbett for a shot that missed by 8.5 feet. Naughton shot it wide. Garbett back of the net. Roussel. Braden Schenn follows him. He gave it to Garbett on the interchange. McDonald picking up the coverage. They go to the line for Connaughton. Eakin in the corner with Grossman on his back. And Big Grossi took it away. Simmons with the flip to the Dallas line. Dillon trying to keep Belmar away there. Braden Schenn comes charging through. Flyers are changing. And the puck dies back at the Dallas net.
Boy, they have really challenged this Stars defense, though, when there's a puck and they're bobbling it a bit. They just attack them.
Eakin over the line. Eakin shot it. Oh, that was a good shot and a save by Mason. Hit Ben and Seguin with him, and he fired it. It was a good bid. Spezza to Seguin, has a step. Seguin a blast. Save Mason. He got down. Spezza to Jordy Ben. Holding it at the line. Tossing it in on the backhand. Taking a hit from Ronaldo. A centering feeds away from Jamie Benn. Ronaldo. Seguin chasing him up the ice. Gains the center line. Shot it in. Goligoski takes Reed. Jordy Ben finds the puck. And Ronaldo. Reed there to collect it. Spinning. Couturier's in front of the net. Jordy Ben intercepted. Gave it to his brother at center ice. Now to Spezza to Jamie. Into the zone he comes. Ben to Spezza. Couldn't get the shot away. Couturier had the check all the way to the net. Reed counterattacking. From outside the line, he shoots it in. Daly left it in the corner. And Dillon wins the puck. McKenzie striding out with it. Over to Daly. He'll work it on in. Trevor Daly. And that puck fell off the end of his stick. And Fiddler and McKenzie collided. They're up at center ice. It's Vern Fiddler. Under 4 minutes to play in the second period. 2-2 the score here in Dallas for the Stars and the Flyers. Umberger chipped it forward. Fiddler took it away. And then it's whacked back in Trevor Daly. pass at the line for Hemsky. Didn't get through. Dallas reorganizing. Cuts 21-16 Flyers. Dillon taking a look. Gave it to Cole. Turned it over at center ice. Raffle into the Dallas zone. Shot it wide of the net. Orkov's back to Raffle, passing it off. Giroux goes to the line for Schultz. Back again to the Flyer captain. A backhander in on the belly of Kari Lettinen. 3:07 remaining in the second period. Fits and spurts is what this game's been all about. And the Stars and the Flyers are tied at 2 late in the frame. Stars 2 and the Flyers 2. 3:07 remaining in the second period. Dallas has won 2 straight. Road wins at Columbus and at Pittsburgh. The Flyers are 0-2-2.
Take a look back to that 2000 draft class. The only guy ahead of Benn and Simmons, who are in the game here tonight as far as goals are concerned, is the guy who went first overall, Patrick Kane.
Ryan Garbutt dove to keep Michael Raffle away in front of the net. Voracek centered it. Strites pinching along the boards. Now he's caught up with Antoine Roussel. Giroux chopped it in deep. Goligoski turning away from Raffle, lost to Giroux. Now Voracek, back of the net. Eakin stopped his progress. Schultz driving it around, and Goligoski is there. Swung it forward to Roussel. Put it along the boards for Garbutt. Race for the puck with Schultz. Roussel in front. He wanted Cody Eakin, and it's intercepted, cleared to center ice, but right to Dillon.
Pretty good back checking by Giroux all the way to the front of his own net. It's a nice matchup. Eakin and Giroux straight up against one another.
Collision at center. Jamie Benn and Claude Giroux went down. The captains bumped into each other. And Spezza's pass intercepted. Simmons looking for it. Couturier found it, shot it off a body. Simmons trying to barge his way out front, got the backhander away, and Lettinen's down.
And he's a load, even on his backhand. And his best opportunities in the game here tonight have been when he's had the puck on the backhand. Just feels a little bit of that pressure, slips through 2 guys. Spezza was coming back, went puck hunting on that one. He got a pretty good little ram play on Kari Lettinen. He's got real skinny legs, and yet plays this power game and is strong on his skates. More like veal than calves down there, they say, on the Flyers side.
5 goals already this season. He had 4 in their first-round playoff series, too. He's scoring a lot. Dylan Hemsky has some room, and his pass to McKenzie is off a skate. Elmore shot it wide.
Had a lot of guys going to the net there. Too many men again.
The Flyers are protesting, but
we got too many men, Philadelphia.
I love Devo. It's just only the information you need on the microphone from Paul Dvorsky. Another peek at it over on the right-hand side. Again, coasting off. It was the defenseman, Nick Grossman, was coming off. And Delzato on, and Grossman never played the puck. They might have had a beef there.
The Broad Street Bullies, of which Craig Berube is a former member as a player, tonight have taken 2 penalties and both have been for too many men.
Yeah, I mean, they've been disciplined otherwise. I think Grossman's played a really good game tonight, too. He and his partner McDonald have been straight up against Benn, Seguin, and Spezza. Out here again, had a real awkward and horrific crash with the end boards in their last game, but said this morning he's good to go. Obviously is.
Second power play of the game for Dallas. They get things straightened up here.
Somebody encroached, they got waved out, and they got to move everybody except for Trevor Daley.
Spezza, Benn, Seguin, now Spezza. Unwinding it, Daley shot it, tipped, and Mason. One more move with the leg to keep it out. Spezza to Goligoski. Dallas is 1 for 1 on the power play in the game. Seguin to Daley, a shot, he scores!
He's found the honeypot.
Yes, he has, and it's 3-2 Dallas.
it started with a shot by Trevor after they won the draw, and then swift puck movement to get the Flyer penalty killers to chase. I mean, both defensemen are on one side. It's a lovely look at this succulent saucer pass by Tyler Seguin to his spot. Trevor's about a 1,000 hitter from that spot in front as he drilled that into the net. And post-goal arguments from the Flyers on that too-many-men penalty. Daly has a pair, both of them on too-many-men on the ice penalties.
And the Stars lead it 3-2. Close in on the end of the second period. See how Philadelphia handles this. Belmore cut off by Eakin at center ice. Roussel spinning it in deep, and Michael Del Zotto back to find it. From a first-round pick of the New York Rangers, finds Simmons at center ice to get past Jordy Ben. Dillon knocked it into the corner. Braden Shen. Belmore lurking in the high slot. Stars intercept, and Eakin after it with a minute remaining in the period at the line. Garbutt was in there offside.
Well, what a start for Daly this year. He had a great playoff. He was the Stars' best player in Game 6 here against the Ducks in the playoffs. Terrific finish to the season. And a lot of credit has to go to Lindy Ruff for really, taking the cattle prod to Trevor and saying there's more you can do. You can be more of a weapon offensively. You can do more throughout the game. And again, they feel to a man on the coaching staff, he can be one of the premier two-way defensemen in this league.
Trevor's got it back in the net, bounces it off the boards to center. Schultz corralling it. Raffles shoots it over. Goligoski to Ben at center ice. Ben, Seguin, Spezza kicked it. Onside into the zone. Tangles with Schultz in the corner. Seguin found it to Ben. The shot scores!
Wow. Bang, bang. Nice exit out of their own zone. Daly, number 6, hops up on the rush a little bit. They head down into the corner and won a puck battle. Seguin with the primary again. We talked about this with Tyler Seguin. If he's not scoring, he's usually the guy that passes the puck to the guy. That duo continues their early season rampage.
Seguin to Ben at 19:29. Spezza may have picked up his third assist on that. We'll have to see.
Dallas Stars goal, his third goal.
And this one hops out to Cole, who has also scored in the game with a dozen seconds remaining in the period. One final rush. Patrick Eaves going in there with Andrew McDonald back in the net.
And number 9, Jason.
Yeah, they're giving Spezza an assist.
Tyler Stars goal.
Grossman handles it as the horn sounds, ending what turned out to be a pretty good period for the Stars.
It did. I'm going to go back again to some saves by Kari Lehtinen. The breakaway early on, we're seeing that every single game right now and allowing the Stars to survive some mistakes. And then late period heroics, bang, bang, take control of this thing in the middle frame.
Stars score early and twice late to erase a 2-1 deficit when the period began. And Dallas, again, it's Seguin and Ben doing a bulk of the damage, and Jason Spezza 2 with 3 helpers. Stars 4, Flyers 2. When we come back, Eric Cole got it all started. Visits with Julie Dobbs. 4th in league scoring last year. He's 22 years old, Razor. He can score and he can also set them up, man.
Yes, indeed. He's back on the wing here tonight, as he was most of the time with the Boston Bruins, and he has 3 primary assists. 2 of them on the power play. None better than that one to Trevor Daly. What a no-look pass to Jamie Benn, too. Always knows what he wants to do with the puck before he ends up getting it. He has this multifarious group of skills that he can throw at the opposition. There's been a goaltending change for the Flyers again at American Airlines Center.
Ray Emery mans the post. This is his 2nd appearance of the season. He was 9-12-2 last year with the Flyers. So Mason leaves after surrendering 4 on 18 shots. Philadelphia hasn't won, but they were They've been tied in each of their first 4 games this season in third periods. They trail by 2 here. Giroux to the line. Garbutt tipped it, and he'll chase Grossman for the puck. Grossman using his big frame to keep Garbutt's speed at bay. McDonald goes back around again behind the net to his partner. And Umberger flipped it out to center ice. Giroux overtaken, protecting the puck. Backhanded it toward the net. Jordie-Benn with the block. Schultz trying to keep it in. Spezza has 3 assists in the game. He gave it to Benn. And Stark better be careful in front of their own bench. They are.
Jamie ran out of real estate on his way across there. All of a sudden, oh, there's the bench.
Spezza feeling very comfortable now, I would think. He's got 6 assists in the young season. Coming into play tonight, John Tavares led the league with 7. Umberger passing it over. Schultz stepped up, Reed's back of the net. Umberger doesn't open up for Couturier. Defers to the line to Schultz, now to Streit. Nowhere to go, dumps it into the corner. Reed immediately challenged by Jordie-Benn. Brendan Dillon comes up with the puck. He'll leave it back to his partner. Again, Patrick Nemeth lost in his first shift tonight, has not returned with an arm laceration. Stars have been juggling 5. Kevin Connaughton. Nemeth's partner when the game started. Like driving, got past Belmore at the line. Hemsky throwing in the back of the net. Fiddler centered it. Goligoski set it down, shot it wide of Emery's net.
They had Hemsky wide open. I mean, wide open to the left.
Hemsky chasing down Simmons. Connaughton picking it up too. Hemsky is slammed in the corner. The puck's under there somewhere. Braden Shen, Wayne Simmons trying to dig it out. Connaughton, Hemsky, Goligoski for the Stars. It's pinned along the wall. Slides free to Fiddler. Curl it to the line, not out. Del Zotto's shot hits something on its way out of play.
I think it hit Braden Shen, who has a tally in the game tonight. The problem, though, has been
that's right. Everybody gets
the 4 that have gone past their net mining. Mason here, last year he got yanked after. They don't allow him to surrender the 5th goal at American Airlines Center. He gave up 4 on 26 shots through 2 periods. Here, 4 on 18. And, you know, that's about an 818 save percentage in this building. So he'll watch the rest. 818's not good.
No. Kari came in at 9:33. He's about on that number again tonight. Garbutt kicked it forward, couldn't corral it at the line. Voracek passing over, jams Giroux with the pass, and Daly blocked the shot. Voracek back of the net, stepping out. Roussel is there to meet him. Centering pass toward Raffl. Voracek collecting again. Shot. Del Zotto is blocked. Comes to the boards. Luke Shen over the top of the net. Garbutt trying to get it out. Giroux holding it in Dallas ice. And an icing coming against Dallas a little more than 3 minutes into the third period. The Stars are up 4-2.
That's that right side. That's one way to get it out and up the right side. Lindy Ruff took in a Texas high school football game last night. Trinity against South Lake Carroll. He was amazed at the size of senior linemen. It doesn't get much more Texas than Friday Night Lights in mid-October.
Wonderful spectacle. Now tonight, pushing 19,000 again inside the American Airlines Center. Umberger lost control of the puck along the boards, recovered to scoop it all the way around again. McDonald backhanding it deep. Umberger lost it. Daly sends it ahead. Garbutt drags it to center ice. Cut off at center ice and cut down. And a penalty coming up against the Flyers.
Was that Reed over there?
Yeah.
That bumped into Garbutt, who went face first. Look at the letter of the law on boarding. It wasn't much. But if the player gets hit, his head hits the boards, in that area they call it boarding. That's the area of the ice they've been in trouble all night. Too many men on the ice penalties, and then right in front of the Stars bench, they take that one.
Third power play in the game for Dallas. They are 2 for 2. Spezza wins the draw. Daly, who has both power play goals, gave it to Spezza. Tapped forward by Goligoski, loose in front and cleared by Luke Shen.
Stars are 3 for their last 3. They're feeling it. Ever since they went to the 2 defenseman set on the back end, they have clicked.
Daly sends it back. Spezza to Ben at the line. Goligoski, they'll spread it out. Ben in the corner. Spezza's in front of the net. Sagan had hit him in the skate. Spezza's pass got through. He'll pick it up himself. High slot. Trying to pass it over, and Goligoski kept it at the line. Back to Spezza. Chopped away. Belmore clears and goes to the bench. Goligoski has Ronaldo breathing down his neck. He's able to keep him at bay. Spezza looks at Sagan ahead. And then tried a little pass at center that's intercepted. Couturier shorthanded. Careful here. McDonald, and diving to make the play is Jamie Benn.
What a play.
Spezza going the other way against Schultz. Couturier trailing the play. Spezza trying to cut inside. And he's bumped off the puck, but he centers it. Horkoff couldn't quite get there. It's cleared.
He was taking an outside lane, I think, thinking that Spezza was going to send it in behind the net instead of in front. Active shift for Jason Spezza with the puck.
Hemsky somehow got that over. Hemsky's the other guy they got to get going here. Jordy Benn. Short feed to Connaughton. Here come the Stars. Hemsky wants the puck. And an offside at the line. And an intentional offside called as Spezza, or Hemsky in some disgust, touches the puck.
Well, second effort, especially with a third period 2-goal lead. And they're getting it from the captain here. Hustles back into his own zone. Just as McDonald was about to rip this one toward the net. Pops it away with a diving play. Whatever you need from that guy. As good a young leader as there is in the league right now. That's the new delay on everything now. You just bring a guy out and no, you can't do that, and send him back.
They always find a loophole, don't they? Stars are in. Penalty expires. Philadelphia's back at full strength. Dallas is 2 for 3. Voracek into the Dallas zone. Hot pass across. The shot missed the net. Voracek following up. Goligoski held him there. Giroux put it back to the goal for Voracek. Reed's in front. Voracek centers it. Chipped over the top of the net. Wires Giroux to Reed. Missed the net. Delzato from the line. Weak pass. Got away with it for a minute. And then Fiddler has a man breaking clear. It was Hemsky. Couldn't handle the puck cleanly. Would have been in alone.
He was like the receiver that starts running before he gets the ball, I think, on that one. Just prior to that, he made a terrific defensive play on Delzato in front of his own net.
Good relay to Eakin for a shot that Schultz sends out of play. 13:36 remaining in the third period. Dallas in front of the Philadelphia Flyers. 4-2 at the American Airlines Center in Big D.
Well, the man of the match right now, Trevor Daley, who's been instrumental in a lot of different ways for the Stars as they lead the Philadelphia Flyers 4-2. Just like we promised earlier, it's Miller time. We'll run through his night. It has been something else. Swift, stealthy, furtive, productive. A couple of power play goals. He's been very active in 2 different directions. And for a guy that's logging the most ice time of any Stars defenseman in the game, a couple of power play tallies, some very good defending. Again, the Stars down to 5 defensemen almost immediately tonight because of the injury to Nemeth. So think about it. He's almost played 22 minutes. There's 14 minutes left in this game. He's going to be over 30 minutes, and he's all over this one here tonight.
Brendan Dillon, Jordy Benn on the back end. Stars win the puck in the offensive zone. Patrick Eaves slammed by Delzato. Couturier up ahead with it. Luke Shen forwarding the puck. Penalty coming up against Dallas. And at the net, the whistle.
Interference as they were coming back into their own zone and trying to sort things out is going to be Jordy Benn. It wasn't much. 24 is Ben, and as soon as he reached out and hooked onto Simmons just for a second, they caught him. It's a hook. So the bearded one will sit. Flyers with an opportunity to inch back toward level in this game with their power play, and it has been hot in the early season.
They came in 5 for 14 in their previous 3 games and 30% in the young season. 0 for 2 tonight. This is their third. They do not have a shot yet, the Flyers, in the third period. Simmons back in the net, who has 3 power play goals this season. Voracek. Giroux to strike straight away. Back to Giroux. Austin Edge got right back up. Simmons slid it through, but Voracek was along the boards. They pump it in deep for Simmons. Braden Shen lost it. Voracek recovers to the line for Streit. Giroux from the half wall all the way over to Voracek, improving his shooting angle. A shot Lettinen moved with it, made the stop. Rebound is under there somewhere. Kari has the puck in a furious battle at the side of the net. Roussel and Braden Shen.
You know what? Antoine Roussel should do that too. There just too many pokes by Braden Shen off to the side of the net when Kari Lettinen had it all gathered in. Where he scored back in the opening period. There's Big Simmons in front of the net. A lot of time and space for Voracek to walk to the middle. There was the poking and prodding that Roussel had his gander up for, and Simmons wanted a piece of Roussel on the tail end of that. Energetic and effective penalty killing so far from the Stars, and a big stop.
Face off to Kari's right. He's made 23 saves on 25 shots. 1:20 left on the power play. Philadelphia wins the faceoff. Voracek, top of the near circle to Streit straight away. Voracek over to Giroux. Simmons is in front. Streit shot, save Lettinen. Rebound right to Daly. There goes Trevor straight away to center ice, and he'll chip it across for the change.
Spets out to win that draw in the Star zone. Couldn't quite do that. He did kill penalties all the time in Ottawa with the Senators.
Flyers bring it right back in. Here's Voracek. Attempting to collect it, put it back in the net. Braden Shen to Giroux in the corner. Braden Shen out to Streit. Giroux. Simmons again camped in front. Streit shot, save Lettinen. Rebound is loose. Tip toward him, and Kari's got it again.
Kari's tracking better.
Yep.
You know, off of him, there've been some pretty punchy rebounds, but his pupils are on it. Stars at times have looked like they've had the Flyer power play bottled up. Boy, another puck that squeezes through, remnants of the opening period offense for the Flyers. That one got through Cody Eakin right in the middle. They want them to keep their feet. And Lettinen with a save and then a rebound stop.
Horcoff in there trying to win this one. They don't. Jamie Benn broke his stick. Andrew McDonald struggling to find the puck. Umberger shot it around behind. Ben went to the bench to get a new stick. Daly took it away from Umberger back at the net. Goligoski following the pile. Reed moved it out to the line for McDonald. Now to Delzato. 20 left on the power play. Couturier from the near side boards to Reed. Jammed. Tried to shoot it. Reed dishing it back out. Delzato for McDonald. Firing. Scores! McDonald in the top of the circle, and it's a one-shot game with 11 and a half minutes to play.
Jamie Benn had made a really good defensive play to collapse down on their initial bid. And then he delays on this to allow his netminder to just see this shot. He can go over there and get in the lane. Instead, he just waits, covers the middle, and as this thing comes whistling through, Kari's down a little bit deep. I don't think it ticked the stick of Jamie Benn. I think it just whistled past the glove of Lettinen. A hot shot. They couldn't liberate Jordie Benn from the penalty box without some damage, and now all of a sudden this feels very different than it did just 2 minutes ago.
Flyers had 6 shots on that power play. McDonald's found the net. That's his first goal of the season. Had a career-high 28 points last year. Philadelphia defenseman coming over from the New York Islanders. And Jordie Benn back on the ice for the Stars, trying to fight Simmons off. 4-3 game with 11 and change to play here in the third. Belmore, hit by Fiddler. Braden Shen worked it forward. Belmore's shot, saved Lettinen. Flyers' 30th bid of the game. And here's Curtis McKenzie. Good pass ahead to Fiddler at the line, trying to get a step on Delzato. Backhanded it wide of the net. Stars don't have anything yet against Emery. Dillon's shot doesn't get there either. McKenzie fired. That's blocked. And at center ice, Simmons shot it off. Daly. Dallas will recover. Flyers will change. Stars will finish theirs. Connaughton at center ice, driving it in. Emery wanting to field the puck. He'll leave it for Grossman. Long pass to Reed at the Dallas line. Trevor Daly going back. Kevin Connaughton finds Jamie Benn. Got Sagan with a step. Sagan shot. I don't know if Emery got a little bit of that or not. Sagan to Benn. Swing and a miss in the slot. And Reed using the glass. Bang it to the Dallas line and a bit beyond. Sagan in traffic. Pursuing strike deep. Sagan using his body. McDonald finding the puck, gave it to Reed. Here's Giroux. One-on-one down the boards with Goligoski. Giroux looking for an outlet. Hit Raffle. Voracek overskated. Schultz fired. Blocked by Goligoski. He's got Cole at the line. And Cole, trouble with the pass. And now some effort to try and get past Schultz. Mark strike back of the net. Jacob Voracek across the ice. Hammered in front of the Dallas bench.
Good stiff check by Horkoff.
Loose puck in the Dallas zone. Horkoff found it. Finds Cole at center ice. Cole will shoot it in.
Stars have been able to generate that speed through neutral ice and attack 2 shifts in a row now up that right wing side.
Dillon back of the net. Pivots away from Simmons. Flyers control again. Luke Schenn, a shot deflected wide. Simmons to the rebound. Jordy Benn a bit quicker. Belmore over there harassing him. Eakin trying to support his defenseman. Doubles it to the outlet man Roussel, and the Stars sneak it out to center ice. Luke Schenn took it over onside. He's dumped along the boards. Roussel to Eakin. A tough pass. Roussel now carries on. Tried to slide past Couturier. He does. Roussel on the gallop. Centering pass is blocked. Garbutt off the back of the net. Goligoski from the line finds the middle. His shot blocked. And Couturier will take it. But Luke Schenn knocked it down. Hand pass called against Dallas. Stops play at center ice. 8:18 remaining in the third period. The one bid Dallas has had in the third period. Tyler Sagan on Ray Emery, who just got enough of it.
I think you're certainly seeing a little urgency from Craig Berube's side here. They haven't won a game yet this season. Crawled to within a goal. Lost the first 4 2 in shootouts. Team record is 6 to start a season back in 08. The Flyer franchise actually holds the NHL record for the longest undefeated streak in NHL history. Back in 79-80 they went. How about that? They went from October to January without losing. That was back when you could tie games though.
Yes,
25-0-10.
And they lost it at Met Center to the North Stars. How about that? Bring it all around. Strike passing over. Schultz takes the center red line. Gunned it into the near corner. 8 minutes remaining in the third period. Here comes Alashensky. 31-year-old Czech. Dillon's on his way to the bench. He plays the puck. Fiddler got his stick on it to deflect it in. Emery unable to play it. Curtis McKenzie along the boards. Stick held up. Flyers come away with it. Here comes Giroux. Shuffle it back in. Lettman moved it up. And Goligoski icing against Dallas.
That was a real good play by Kari Lettinen. Their top line out there, Stars were struggling to get a proper matchup, or the matchup that they wanted. Slipped Daly and Goligoski out here to play against Giroux's line. Puts it away from that pressure, and then an errant pass. They're going to have to restart in their own zone here. Still got the kid, the rookie, in his first game, McKenzie, out here along with Sagan and Spezza.
Just the one shot for Dallas. It was that Sagan bid. Again, Emery on in relief here, so he hasn't seen any action. Very little, I guess.
Just that breakaway by Sagan.
Yeah, just that. Grossman to McDonald. Let's get Spezza out here for McKenzie. Daly to Goligoski. Puck exploded off his stick. Reed fell. Couturier has a goal in the game. The Flyers first. Been away from Daly to Reed. Back out to McDonald. Shot it, deflected. Lettman puts the clamps on it in the blue.
Well, they've really tried to put a lot of bodies in the middle of the ice. The Flyers have, both offensively. That time it was Umberger in the high slot and in front of their own net. Where you're right, they haven't given up much here in the third period. There have been a couple of blocks. Watch it just bring them down. There's Umberger in the middle. Shots through. They've had a couple of deflections off bodies in front. Play perfectly for them to score in the game.
Eakin beat Belmore. The Flyers have had their way in the circle pretty much as the game has moved along. Braden Shen overtaken. Garbutt wants to go. He's got Roussel and Eakin with him. Garbutt shutting it down to Eakin. Oh, he tried to hit Roussel in front. It was blocked by Luke Shen. Simmons sends it back. Flyer defense has the puck, and now Simmons again, but Jordy Ben knocked it toward Cody Eakin. Simmons lugs out, snapped it across the ice. Dillon protecting it in his own zone. 6:15 to play in the third. Patrick Eaves rumbling down the boards, ran into strike. Schultz to no one in particular. It drifts out to center. Alex Goligoski to Trevor Daly. Daly had about 25 minutes. That puck hit the referee, stays in the zone. Voracek all the way around behind. Daly trying to stay with him. Voracek steps off the wall. Passes out to the line for Stride, a shot wide of the net. Giroux back of the goal. Centered it. Shot by Schultz. Rebound. Score. Voracek. And the Flyers tie it with under 6 minutes to play.
Nobody feels worse than Paul Dvorsky. Trevor was just trying to go off the boards and up the ice. I think it was Devo anyway on that side. Trying to use what they call the seventh man, the boards that catch his skates. Instead, the Stars have to go into defensive zone coverage. Struggle to do so. Again, a big juicy rebound off the end boards. They're quicker to it. They bring a defenseman in from the point. I think it was Schultz from the left point with the initial shot to the glove on Kari Lettinen, and he couldn't hang on to it. Off of that, whipped underneath of him by Voracek. And yeah, just like the old days, Stars and Flyers are tied.
Yeah. 25-year-old Czech Voracek, career high 23 last season. That's his second, and the game is tied. Jamie Benn, Connaughton following it up, bringing it across. He'll take it in against McDonald. Spets is behind the net. Connaughton flushes it deep to Ben. Then to Jordy on the interchange. Into the corner, Tyler Seguin. Sagan's got 3 helpers in the game. Jordy Ben facing the net finally. Firing, down low, shot, score! Spezza! Jason Spezza's first as a Star, and it's 5-4 Dallas.
They don't have to all go back or to the back of the net, just over the goal line. Back door. Boy, he just appeared. A covert operation. Wisely spied by Jordy Ben. Little nudge. Second effort. In it goes. Ray Emery just couldn't twist around and get this. They might have even knocked it in themselves. Ah, there's the little nudge with the tip of the stick. So big answer from the big three for the Stars to come right back and regain their lead.
40 seconds later, Spezza now with a goal and 3 assists tonight, by the way. And it's 5-4 Dallas. Hemsky, Fiddler, and Curtis McKenzie out there for Dallas under 5 minutes to play. The Stars have been outshot 9-2 in the period, but that one went in. And the Flyers' woes in goal continue. Willard standing up, Braden Shen at the line. Hemsky releasing it. Belmore unable to play it, and there's no icing. It doesn't get deep enough. Giroux popped it into Lettinen, and he got it up the boards, but not out.
Boy, that was a rolling puck that he wired. I was like, Carr, you might want to just hang on to one. That goes over the glass. The Flyers are back on the power play.
Cody Eakin barreling in the corner. Mark Streit keeping him at bay. 37-year-old defenseman who's had big numbers over his career. I'm in a defensive posture. Here comes Voracek. He tied the game about a minute ago. Sends it forward. They score. This one goes in by Raffl off Daly. And it's 5-5 with under 4 minutes to play.
Boy, they have scored some odd goals in the game tonight. 2 black cloud shifts in a row for Trevor Daly, who's been brilliant tonight. Trying to cover off the backside. The Stars did not sort this out very well. It was going to be a 2-on-1. This was whistling way wide of the net. And perhaps a touch of fatigue settling in a little bit on the Dallas Stars defenseman. Right off the skate and in. How about those 2 shifts? Off a referee and stays in the zone. They get scored on. Trying to break up a 2-on-1 off your skate and in.
Raffl's second goal of the season. 5-5 with under 4 minutes to play. And Jeff Kay is catching up in the building. There's the announcement on the Spezza goal. Spezza has the puck. Gave it to Seguin, now to Dylan, to Spezza at center ice. Spezza is feeling it. He'll take the line, twisting it forward to Mann. A shot, save Emery, rebound, Spezza! And it's wide of the net. Seguin couldn't stop it and ram it home. He controls that puck at 6-5 Dallas. Connaughton with a pass out to center ice. McDonald drives it right back across. 3:15 to play in the third. Of a wild and scrambly game here. Dallas has pretty much had 5 defensemen all night. Very early injury to Patrick Nemeth. Hemsky chasing it into the Philadelphia zone. McKenzie rushing out to center to protect it for Dallas. Flipped it forward to Fiddler at the line. Turned out by Streit. Simmons in check. Fiddler has his man Umberger. McKenzie to Belmore. McKenzie came in to give him a shove too. Crowd becoming more vocal here in the final 3 minutes of regulation of a 5-5 game. Puck hopping at center ice. Garbutt twisting it in. Emery back of his net. He'll heave it up the wall. Jordy Ben getting there in time. Roussel deeper into the corner. Eakin goes in with Del Zotto. Luke Schenn trying to move it cleanly away and went off Eakin to Emery, and then he paddled it aside. Vaulted to center ice. Voracek trying to find it. Raffl does. Voracek to Raffl, and the Stars break that up as Garbutt's there to help defend. Eakin clears it over Del Zotto, and Roussel at the end of his shift will turn toward the Dallas bench to finish the change.
That was good tracking by Ryan Garbutt to come back as a forward and help out. When that top line for the Flyers is out there, everybody's heading to the house.
Alex Goligoski to the left of his own net. Missed Tyler Seguin.
Right back with this top line again for Lindy Ruff. The Flyers have had no answer for them.
Grossman shot it off Spezza to center. Seguin there to clean it up at his own line. Goligoski bringing it forward past to Spezza into the zone. Spezza turning to his right. In front toward Ben, who goes leaping over Emery toward the puck. Flyers come away with it. Reed trying to turn the corner on Dillon. Reed shot it wide of the net as he was going down. Philadelphia keeping it in. Reed's back up again. Dillon trying to take him. He's picked off by Couturier. McKenzie leading in back of the net. Centering feed opposite him to center ice in the final minute of regulation. Schultz took a look, didn't like what he saw. Streit driving it in deep, and then McKenzie is upended at center ice. Took another little shove, trying to work it forward. It comes right back into the Dallas zone. Jordy Ben up the wall. And he'll loft it toward the Philadelphia line. McDonald stretching out ahead of Fiddler. Giroux kicked it forward. Here's Voracek from outside the line. Goligoski up the wall toward Fiddler. Hemsky makes sure it gets out. 15 seconds from overtime. McDonald passing to Grossman. Long feed too far for Simmons. Letton cut it off back of his net. And shot it off the glass into the seats, 2 rows up.
Well, by not controlling that, there's going to be a rather large face-off to Big Kari Lettinen's left. Boy, that big line and Spezza and Sagan in particular had an opportunity. Not their last shift, but the shift before, right in front. And Emery made his biggest save of the game. They ended up going bang, 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 bang. In tight. Boy, Spetz has played a heck of a game tonight, too. Got jammed. Sagan did on that one. Timeout called here. With 6 seconds to go, and then we'll have the thrill that is the dry scrape if there's no goal scoring. What a frenetic third period. And again, I think the Stars being down a defenseman has played into it. Kari's never beaten the Philadelphia Flyers. Maybe has played into it mentally. And the Philadelphia Flyers haven't won a game yet this season, which has certainly been part of their thrust here in the third period.
Well, Dallas had a come-from-behind win in Pittsburgh the other night in the final seconds. Philadelphia is trying to do that to the Stars here with a face-off in Kari's zone.
Just don't lose this clean. The Flyers have had their number on the dots here in the third.
Jamie Benn has only taken 5 face-offs tonight, but he's 60% in the circle.
Stars stacking it up on the inside.
Giroux's been really good. Won 15 draws, and we'll do this again. He can appear to encroach.
Yeah, he was taking off. You know, the dangerous guy is Voracek up top here if they win it back. That's where Eakin's trying to get.
Benn trying to cover up, kicked it into the corner, and
you can't use your hand on a face-off. Did they nail him on it? They changed this rule last year that you cannot win a face-off with your glove. All the officials together, and they're going to get them for it. You watch the draw. Down it goes. He's on the ice. Does he ever cover it? Here's a better look. He ends up going down. I don't know whether he did or not. Oh, there. I think he just protected it. I don't think he ever touched it.
Stars win the face-off, and so they do get to overtime and are assured of the point.
What a bizarre third period.
Crazy.
And now a power play for the Flyers here in overtime. Boy, the officials have been involved in the Stars' last 2 tilts.
Overtime and maybe a shootout tonight for the Stars and the Flyers. More free hockey for you. 5 Stars and Flyers headed to overtime. We'll remind you tonight on Fox Sports Live, we'll have highlights from the NHL and NBA. Got you covered on Saturday's showdown between number 5 Notre Dame, number 2 Florida State. And how will some major upsets in the Big 12 shake up the college football playoffs? Check us out and find out.
Well, the Stars trying to reset themselves a little bit here as we head to overtime, and the Flyers, who erased a 2-goal deficit heading to OT, are just fine with the momentum they think they have on their side. All 5 goals for the Flyers have been scored at what is the home end for the Stars, down to our right. And a lot of it has been what I would call unvarnished. Not a lot of real clean stuff. I mean, here in the third period, Trevor Daley trying to exit out of his own zone off the boards, hits the ref, it comes back. That was one of the 3. Another one off his skate, on the back door and in. What, 3 of the 5 goals have hit Dallas players in front of Kari Lettinen and then found their way to some open ice, and the Flyers have cashed in. The big lines have really been the story, though, offensively. In the third period, that Giroux line, Voracek in particular, and Sagan, Benn, and Spezza have been terrific for the Stars. I'll say this. Maybe this is a good omen. Kari's going to be at the other end. They now switch ends for overtime. They used to stay in their own home end. Now he goes to the other end, and he's been perfect at that end tonight.
How can you get right this
Flyers have to feel like this is it for them. They've lost their first 4 games this season. In all 5 now, they've been tied in third periods. 2 of them have gone to the shootout they've lost. But Razor, their power play is 30%. They have a power play goal tonight, and they start the overtime with 1:57 on a Jamie Benminer.
And it is a more dangerous power play come OT because both teams drop a player off. So instead of 5-on-4 power play, it's 4-on-3 power play. And there's way more room to make passes in that attacking zone and way more real estate for the 3 guys to try to cover.
Vern Fiddler, Alex Goligoski, and Trevor Daley out there with Kari Lehtinen. Streit, Simmons, Giroux, and Voracek. They're offside. No, they're onside at the line. Simmons going in there deep. Goligoski was over there. Streit will pick it up. Giroux taps it back. Gets the return pass. Simmons is in front of the net. Giroux tried to go all the way through. Voracek a shot. It hit the post, and Daley to the line, not out. Streit. Down low to Giroux. Streit shot it, save Lehtinen, rebounds there, and Fiddler down the boards and out, and they get at least Fiddler off. The defenseman stay.
Able to take his time there. Streit, the defenseman, didn't attack him that time.
Voracek passing off, onside, but barely again. Goligoski taking his man out back of the net. Daley goes up the wall and out.
See, that's where the dry scrape helps out. Daley didn't get all of that because the ice is a little cleaner and not as much snow. It gets out of the zone.
They get Ben back in 54 seconds. Daley shielding Voracek. Simmons out of the corner, turned it over to Goligoski. He can go here. He will go to Eakin. And Eakin will chase it down. That's a good place to put it. Eakin can eat it in the corner amidst 3 Flyers. Dillon getting over there. He tried to send it back to Jordy Ben, but he missed. It went between the benches to Chris Therien.
That's all right, though, to just stop it up. Big Wayne Simmons was the guy that you'd worry about more than anything else in that last scenario. He's right in front of the net as this one gets ripped off him, off the post, and stays out. Look at that. There's a break.
Jamie Ben's on in half a minute. 3:33 left in the overtime period. Here comes Michael Del Zotto. Pass ahead to Braden Shen. Stars clogged him up. They go out to Del Zotto. McDonald has a goal in the game. This one bumped out toward Reed. Now McDonald has a lane. Fiddler trying to close it down. McDonald passing over to Del Zotto. Reed has the puck all the way over. Shot from McDonald blocked and cleared by Jordy Ben, and that'll get his brother out of the box. Four-on-four hockey now in the overtime. Oh, loose puck in front, and Daley had to take Braden Shen, and they go shorthanded again on a crazy bounce once more.
How about that one?
Oh,
that's nuts. And on a real nice guy, Trevor Daley just can't get out of his own way here. He's in front. He has to take that. It's a game saver. Braden Shen just deposits that and the game's over. It hit along the side. Kari Lehtinen, who was extremely aggressive, handling pucks that have been dumped in and ripped around tonight. I think he's been very good at it.
But Curry threw his stick too.
Slipped out of his hand.
Yeah, okay. All right, so the 6th power play of the game for Philadelphia. They're 1 for 5, 2:51 to play in the overtime. And they got their big 4 out here now. Again, Giroux, Simmons, Voracek, and Streit. And puck goes back into the Flyers zone.
I was thinking earlier, they took their time out on that last face-off. They could have used it on that earlier power play. Now they get another. Moot point.
Giroux takes the line. Voracek slips it over to Streit. Deferring to Voracek, Simmons goes and drops anchor right in front of Kari Lehtinen. Streit, Giroux, Streit. Voracek firing, blocked. Minute and a half left on the power play. Giroux. Back out to Streit. Giroux fired, scores! And the Flyers win for the first time this season as the Stars can't hold on to a 2-goal third period lead.
Well, the big guy in the pillows just could not slam the door when they really needed it. They got in penalty trouble in overtime. That one just sifted right through him. He gave up 2 goals that, when he's really spot on, just don't go in. I mean, there's one. The other one would be the McDonald power play goal. Really, both of the power play goals that they scored in the game were what looked like stoppable ones, and the beat goes on for him. This is a bit of a gut punch on home ice here tonight because of the lead they had. They get a point, but it doesn't feel like it. They yet to win on home ice in the early season.
Stars now drop to 2-1-2, and the Flyers go to 1-2-2. Do the math. Tonight's game produced by Jason Walsh, directed by Mark Vittorio. The associate producers are John Sponsler, Doug Foster, and Cody Eastwood. Dallas Stars home for just the second time this season, and in a wild game with a lot of wacky bounces, unable to hold off the Philadelphia Flyers, who win for the first time this season. They do it on the road as they start a 3-game road trip. Stars homestand continues, and our post-game show is coming up right now.